and trade rumors are going to fly. Just like I'm going to trade out this topic right now, and we're going to rock on to topic number 8. Let's trade this topic out for topic number 8 tonight, and it's a good one, obviously, when we're talking about NBA stars and their shot skepticism. And we're not talking about, pulling up for a jumper. We're talking about getting the vaccine.
Yeah, the fact that these guys are still – it's so complicated, obviously, it's a microcosm of what's going on, not just in this country, but across the globe. But at the same time, you're a professional athlete. If you don't get the shot, then there's going to be issues. It's going to make things harder. It's going to make things harder on your team. It's going to make things harder on yourself. It's going to make things harder on your career. Everybody keeps saying it's a personal decision, but you not getting the shot affects everybody else in the organization, not just your teammates who are, in their 20s and 30s and professional athletes and probably won't get too sick. You've got coaches who are older on the staff. You have trainers who probably have family at home, trainers who might have kids at home who might have asthma. You have people who work for the team who are going to be around you who might have elderly parents at home or elderly grandparents. You have to think about that. And that's why the NBA wants to get the shot. The other thing is, too, you look at Kyrie Irving, Andrew Wiggins, who plays for the Warriors. With the state regulations, there's a chance these guys won't be allowed into the arena if they don't have a vaccine. If they don't have
home
a shot.
games. Yep.
Right. So for their home games. And then what if they go away to California, New York, or somewhere else? It makes things even more complicated. I mean, there's been talk, too, about Kyrie just even sitting out the season because of this, which is crazy, although I don't put past Kyrie because he marches to the beat of his own drum. So, then there's a guy like Bradley Beal who had the virus a few months ago, and he's still waiting for more information, which is crap. I mean, he's got plenty of information. Hopefully he's just waiting the amount of time you got to wait after you get it to get the vaccine. But I think he's 75 days out, which means that he's got plenty of time to get the shot since he got the virus earlier. So, some of these guys, I think they just kind of get up there when they talk to the media and just to answer the question when they really just don't want to get it. And it's just a bad idea. The NBA is trying to give these guys a chance to get it done on their own. The NFL, came out before the season and said, if your team gets an outbreak and you have to forfeit a game, you're all going to forfeit paychecks. And what that does is, Goodell and the league are being, proverbial rear end holes to these players, but at the same time, it's forcing peer pressure because other players who have gotten the shot in the NFL are saying to the players who haven't gotten the shot, you got to go get this thing so that we don't lose game checks because that affects us too, not just you. So, the peer pressure is what's going to get these guys to get the shot. And I think, other stars in the NBA and other stars in their teams are going to be the ones that have to motivate them and really convince them and give them the correct information and say, this is what we got to do in order to have a good season.
Kevin Durant was already trying to do that this week by saying in his interview, saying, hey, we respect and rely on Kyrie and we trust in Kyrie that he's going to do the right thing. That's what Kevin Durant was saying in his interviews. So he thinks that Kyrie is going to step up to the plate. He has more confidence in Kyrie than I do when it comes to that, because I have more confidence that Kyrie will just sit out, like you said, because he does go to his own beat per se. But it's just really one of those things where I was saying to many people this week when they brought it up to me that you can be the greatest athlete in the world and the greatest basketball player. That doesn't mean you're the smartest person either. And so that's really what it's coming back to. We're also talking about Kyrie, who's also a flat earth conspiracy guy, right? So that's what I'm saying with this guy. Like he can have the greatest handle in the world, hit that 3-point shot to win the NBA title, but then go and tell you the earth is flat. So like, what the heck? Like, it's just you don't know what Kyrie you're going to get, honestly. And that's not us Boston fans being bitter. I loved him with his time here, enjoyed it. Honestly, I enjoyed Kemba Walker just as much as him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're giving him his credit. But at the same time, I'm tearing him down just as much as I tore Cole Beasley down and called Cole Beasley an idiot. It's the same thing, man. You're just not being smart at all. And the NBA specifically came out today, right, backing it up even more, saying if you have to sit out a game due to local COVID protocols, or if you test positive for the virus and you're unvaccinated, you're going to lose a game check. You're not going to receive your game check. You won't get paid. So that's even more incentive for these players to now step up and do the right thing so they can continue to get their millions of dollars. Let's see if Kyrie does it. The ball's in his court, but I'm not sure he's going to do it. I don't have confidence that he's going to do it. He keeps trying to backtrack and even deflect it in every single interview when people are trying to ask it. So it's just really one of those things where you got to question the man's mind and where he is, honestly. But then, hey, on the opposite spectrum, LeBron James comes out over the last few days and says that, I went in and I was skeptical of it, but then I went ahead and I did all my research, and then I decided it was the right thing to do. So I went ahead and I got vaccinated. And I also am recommending my friends and family to get vaccinated and everybody else to get vaccinated. That is LeBron James stepping up and doing the socially responsible thing and using his platform to do the right thing. I really appreciate you doing that, LeBron James. I think it was huge for not only the world and the United States, because many people look up to this guy, right? He's one of the biggest sports figures in the world, but especially in the African-American community, a lot of people respect LeBron James and listen to him. So him just stepping up and saying that is a huge deal. I really appreciate him stepping up and doing the opposite of Kyrie Irving here.
Yeah, that makes total sense too. And the thing with the NBA too is this should be easier for them. There's less players on the team. You've got 15 guys that need to get the shot. So it should just be an easier transition with this. And
Atlanta Falcons are fully vaxxed.
The Falcons are fully vaccinated. The Bucks, the Tampa Bay Bucks, are fully vaccinated. Wouldn't be surprised if the Milwaukee Bucks were up there too. Just seeing how many guys on their team have been really good leaders over the last couple of years, the type of team cohesion they had. So, it's just one of those things where after seeing what happened with the NFL last year, where they had to move games around, after seeing what just happened to the Red Sox, we're going to talk about them in a minute, and just seeing with some of these NBA players last season where guys would get the virus and then, they would be out a couple of weeks, and you're like, this really hurts our season, So just getting the shot makes it your season easier. It makes your team have an easier way of it. And then, some players are saying, well, you can still get it if you get the vaccine. Then why am I getting the vaccine? Because if you get it, you're not going to get really sick. And if you get it, because of protocols, you can come back sooner rather than sitting out the 14 days. I mean, all this information is out there. If we know it, then the players know it. They also have representatives from their teams. They have agents. They have people who are in charge of their marketing, publicists. All these people can give them all this information. They have the information at their fingertips. It's not like it's not there for them. It's not like there's some person in some remote area of the country who doesn't have all the information to them. The fact that they just don't want to do this right now, it's still it's unbelievable. And it's not just the NBA players, there's players in all the sports, that aren't on the shot. So, it's very complicated, but the NBA, who's sort of been a leader in working with the community in a lot of areas, I think a lot of folks expected them to be a leader in this area, and they're just not right now. And, their sport is inside, and it makes it harder. It's more dangerous, and it makes them more susceptible to the virus if they don't have the vaccine. So we'll see how this shakes out, Brandon. You got one more thing to add here.
Just quickly, I don't know if it's Ruseman Reese in the comments there, but he's saying for the first time he doesn't agree with us. But hey, Ruseman, that's okay. But you said you respect our opinion. We respect your opinion. That's the key here. It's an opinionated show where we're backing it up with facts. That's all we ask people is come on this with your facts and back your opinion up. So hey, I think that's Ruseman. It probably is, but hey, we love you, Ruseman. Thank you.
Yeah, he's going back to some of our